Willis violated her own county's ethical standards and created an impermissible conflict of interest when she contracted with Wade, knowing full well she had a personal and financial interest
Mhm.
in the appointment, since she never disclosed her relationship with Wade to Fulton County and never obtained Fulton County's approval prior to appointing him.
2 things on that. I was a hiring official for Department of Justice, for DEA. Anytime I recommended the hiring of someone, I had to make a statement as to a signed statement as to any personal relationship I had with them, or as to my knowledge of any personal relationship that anybody in the whole department had with them, because that stuff has to be disclosed. Now, that doesn't mean that it's gonna necessarily prevent the hiring, but it has to be disclosed to avoid, the perception of impropriety. The second thing is the State Bar of Georgia has something called an aspirational code, Mark. Here's what that code says: "To preserve the dignity and the integrity of our profession by my conduct. The dignity and integrity of our profession is an inheritance that must be maintained by each successive generation of lawyers." Did she do that? No, absolutely
Mm-mm.
not. And the question mark goes even deeper than on the surface, it's she hired someone who she was apparently involved in a relationship with. She financially benefited from this person that she was in a relationship with and whom she hired. The question mark, and I have my thoughts on it, I'll be happy to share. Was he qualified, or maybe not making that distinction, because the reality is I probably wasn't qualified for the first job I got, but I made it work. But what were his qualifications to be hired and put into this position in the first place? As we look at his qualifications and we review them, if we question his qualifications, then it seems more likely that this was an improper assignment of a contract based on this personal relationship and potential financial gain. So his qualifications, ladies and gentlemen, need to be looked at very closely, because that will be a telling piece of evidence on whether this was all about just financial gain on her part and a personal relationship on her part.